great opportunity for us to take a look at what puts a comic book on this list over potentially another one.
Now, when Key Collector's putting this list together, they're looking for books that have record-breaking sales in at least 3 different grades, and preferably with double-digit percentage increases. So we have some honorable mentions, books that are doing great, but just didn't really meet that criteria.
Let's start off with some impressive gains with Avengers Annual number 10, the first appearance of Rogue. Clearly some mutant spec going for $1,700 at a 9.8 in March, up 24%, now selling for $2,100.
Then we have Young Avengers 1, which after the last episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm thinking we're going to see this book on a lot more lists. But this book sold for $750 back in March in a 9.8. It's up 13%, selling now for $850.
Next, we have Batman 423, the classic McFarlane cover. Hit the link above to check out him actually talking about the creative process of this book, hitting 9.8 back in March for $1,725, up 16%, selling for $2,000 this month.
And just because we haven't been talking about Star Wars in the last few months doesn't mean that these books aren't still selling. Star Wars Issue 1. This book sold for $5,655 in March in a CGC 9.8, and this book is up 28%, now selling for $7,259.
And you know it didn't stop there, because the Clone Wars 1 first appearance of Ahsoka Tano, the variant 9.8, going for $6,000 in February, is up 8%, now selling for $6,500.
And a book that I don't think we've ever talked about, HAWKMAN Issue 4, first appearance of Zatanna. This book in a 9.2 sold for $3,900 in August. It's up 36% with a high sale of $5,302.
Next up is the variant to Invincible Iron Man number 9, Riri's major key moment as Ironheart. 9.8's hitting $1,775 in February, up 18%, now going for $2,100.
Then we got Vengeance number 1, the first appearance of America Chavez. This book in a 9.8 sold for $929 in March. It's up 29%, selling now for $1,200.
Let's keep them updated with the coolest smoker in comic books. We got Swamp Thing 37, the first appearance of Constantine. 9.8 going for $2,100 in March, up 32%. People getting hyped and ready for Sandman to hit Netflix, clearly now going for $2,775.
And then switching from the DC Universe to the Spider-Verse, we have the first appearance of Spider-Gwen in the Edge of the Spider-Verse Issue 2. This book in a 9.8 sold for $1,550 just last week, up 13%, now selling for $1,750.
Now, the comic fam can't forget about the Daredevil 1 hikes that have been happening over the last half a year, and it's not stopping. The 3.0 back in December was going for $2,400, now up 35%, going for $3,250. And then we have the first War Machine cover, Iron Man 282, the newsstand version, back in March, going for $640, now up 76%. It's got that newsstand effect in full gear, going for $1,125. Comic fam, clearly there are a lot more comics than the 10 that make our list this week that are hot that you need to know about. And the best way you can keep up on all of them is by downloading Key Collector Comics, the best comic app in existence. Use the code Tom101, unlock yourself a free 1-week subscription, support the show. As always,
geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.